Hello my dear students, welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the Imperial Japanese Navy. Straight off the heels of our previous episode, which was actually a little bit on the slow side if you ask me. Although having said that, we did get a fair bit done and a few things did happen. The most major thing which did happen is of course enemy troops have landed on Guadalcanal. And that is rather a bother, a little bit of a nuisance. They don't appear to have the manpower or resources to actually take us over in that invasion, but we are going to have to be very diligent and make sure that doesn't happen again. We are going to take resources from Malaysia, just a couple 1,000 troops or so from there, just to reinforce Guadalcanal and make sure we do have a secure defence there. But I think we're going to take it straight from there, going to go straight to the strategic map right now and see what we can do from there. So first things first, we are in a position to pick up some troops from Malaysia. We have about 3,000 troops there, so I'm going to pick up I think 2,000 from here. If we pick up 1.8, and actually you know what, looking at how much that's going to leave us with, I think that's going to be enough there, because we do want to leave some troops on Malaysia just in case. Don't really have enough to spare on the Florida Islands, so we're going to pile everything onto Guadalcanal. We have 720 in Rabaul, so there's not really any point in taking those down here. We only have supplies and fuel to take from there, so we are just in a waiting game as far as supplies and such are concerned. We are going to bring down the Yamato again. I don't believe there was any particular reason to bring that up other than a possible submarine may have been sighted here from memory. But they should be absolutely fine. I don't think that was the case. We are going to bring in our destroyers just to scout out just in case, because we do of course have our supply ships here as well. We have been resupplied recently, which is why we brought these supply ships down, of course just in time to give us all of these resources at Guadalcanal. We do only need we need 40 engineering and another 100 fuel to actually upgrade Guadalcanal's airfield there, and that's going to take a bit of time. Unfortunately, that may have to wait until the next operational week, and that's absolutely fine. That means we can divert all of our attention to defending Guadalcanal by scouting once again and hunting down any ships. And we did of course spot down here on this map note a Yorktown, and that is going to be I think our target for the coming days. We do have extensive scouting coming out, and now we do have 3 operational carriers. We have the Ryuzo, Taiyo, and of course our Hiyo is back as well, and I think what we're going to do with that is actually join it with the Taiyo over here to make sure it does have some sort of support. So let's do that, and I think once again we have spotted a submarine over here, so we are actually going to launch. We've lost some Jakes over here. That's because we're sending them out to scout around. What we're going to do is actually launch some, I think we should launch some Toryus with some HE bombs, and they're going to go straight over to the submarine over here, and hopefully we'll be able to spot that later on. I won't need depth charges, but you'll know if we fail if we skip over it later. I don't want to give you a dud report yet again. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more action this episode, and I'll see you in a second when something pops up. Okay then, so out of nowhere, a very surprise possible cruiser task force has started to approach Guadalcanal. This is on the very early hours, as you'll see in the bottom left of the next day. So what we're going to do is actually, we're going to try and scout them out aggressively, of course, with some Donryus. We're going to launch some AP bombs with that straight over. Shouldn't be any need particularly to cover them with any Hayabusa's or Geckos. So what we're going to do is just go straight over, soften them up for Yamato, and see what happens there. We are going to move to engage with Yamato once we have identified exactly what this is. We should be able to take us on fairly easily. Let's go to tactical view and see what happens. We are on the edge of the range here, of the tactical range with our Yamato force, and of course this is going to be fairly difficult to spot them. So we are going to turn on our radars just in case they're a little closer than we might think with our Yamato group. the visibility is at 21% because, of course, it is raining and early in the morning. So we're going to send our Donryus out in 2 separate groups, or 3 separate groups actually, because we have that many available. And we will skip over to when we spot something, I think. And that time is now, and it does appear that we have another cargo convoy on the way here. Sorry, I'm forgetting exactly how to speak again. So we do have an Atlanta, and that looked like New Orleans. It is indeed. So because we have Yamato in range, I think the target here is to go for the New Orleans. Of course, Atlanta is rather a juicy target, and we are going to have to fly our Donryus close to it anyway. But I think the best option, of course, is to go for the New Orleans. That does pose the heavier threat to our task force, our main fleet. So let's just see exactly how this is lined up. We are going to have to move in a little bit more with our Donryus there, but it's not a problem. We should come into contact with them as we move in, and that will be brilliant. So let's tell this one to go full speed as well. Move in like that. Of course, with the visibility being so poor, we should expect to see less flak coming out, or at least see it come out a little later. And this is indeed the New Orleans. So actually, we're going to tell this group to attack from here, like so. And I think we're going to tell this group to attack from the let's tell them to attack from here, actually. This group can attack from the front. I will expect them to start making evasive maneuvers, of course, once this group has dropped. We are going to tell them to speed up, just to make sure we spend less time in their AA range, of course. I'm going to tell this group to move in already. And we're going to zoom in as much as we can to get a better line on there, like that. We should be dropping very soon. We are coming under some flak and small arms fire now. They're right on top of the destroyers there. Seems to just be coming out from the heavy cruisers now. We should be dropping momentarily. We have already lost to Donryu though. Not exactly expected to sink this New Orleans here, of course. Say that for insurance. Come on, where are the bombs? Come on. Oh, camera's snapping. Camera is snapping. Oh, near miss there. Very near miss indeed. Well, that is rather unfortunate there. And actually, now that we have turned round with these Donryus, we're going to tell them to come straight over like that. These ones on a good line as well. We're not going to bring in our Yamato force just yet. We're going to get a bit closer, I think, on the strategic map before anything like that. We are going to tell this lot to attack right now before we forget, and that will make them get into a better position as well. Are we going to lose anything before we drop now? No, we are not. Excellent stuff. We can just carry on out of there as usual. And I think we're going to be alright to drop from here soon as well. And that is excellent news. Watching, oh, that's a big hit there. That is a big hit. Looking like we're on a decent line here. Probably just a little bit off. We are going to tell this group to change their retreat out so we don't go exactly over the Atlanta, because I don't think that's firing just yet. How's this drop going to go? We've lost one more Donryu. That's 3 in total. Not ideal. Ah, we did miss with this group. And that is very unfortunate there. Very unfortunate indeed. 2 bomb hits would have been very nice actually for that New Orleans. It's not taking very heavy fires either. Has taken moderate damage. But it's of course not going to be enough to do any decent damage there, any lasting damage. So what do we have here? It looks like we only have 2 Arthur Middleton cargo ships here. So it's not the biggest supply fleet, but certainly something we don't want to land on Guadalcanal. And therefore, we are going to tell this group to come back to Guadalcanal. We're going to tell the Yamato, actually, yeah, we're going to tell the Yamato to launch, I think, a Jake. Like that, without any payload. And that can keep sight on that task force there to see how they react. We have to wait a little bit of time before we launch anything else from Guadalcanal. I would like to launch some Nels off of there if possible. I'm going to move forwards just a little bit with the Yamato because we have lost sight, of course, with that. So we're going to carry on. Hopefully this Jake will keep sight. There we go. So we can position the Yamato a little bit better now. It looks like they're coming over this direction here. And we're going to keep the Jake in play as well. How long do we have to wait? We have to wait 0.4 hours because we just restocked the Donryus, and that is not a problem. We do have the ability to bring out some Mavises here, and that might be an option actually. We're going to launch them with bombs, I think, like that. And they can actually stay over Yamato Force, I think, like that. So let's carry on. Florida Island's ready, but not quite ready on Guadalcanal, and that's not a problem. What exactly, I can't zoom in anymore. What exactly is the distance, do we reckon? It's a guess, or that's very, very close indeed. That's a possible 10 kilometers. Do not want to guess any closer with that because our destroyers will be ripped apart. So let's get in there and see what we can do. Okay, so we have come into contact with them exactly where we thought it would. So what we're going to do is take some time now, of course, to identify some ships. Going to focus the destroyer. Oh, that's a Clemson sort of destroyer there, a torpedo-focused Clemson. That could be rather a threat there. This appears to be perhaps Benham or something. Yeah, quite likely a Benham there. Okay, so let's start off. I think we've got to turn off fire at will. I don't like fire at will at all. What is the range? Yeah, that's, oh Christ, that's very close. That is sub 10 kilometers there. Not very fun at all. Going to focus on the Benham first then, because that has both gun and torpedo threats there, which is rather nasty. Let's go to light them. Indeed, it is a Benham. Actually, it might not be because the guns aren't enclosed there, and the torpedo layout is different. What might that be? That would be a Bagley. Lovely stuff. Excellent. Very nice to have that actually confirmed. Let's go back to that again then. We are going to go for that with the all of our destroyers first. I think we're going to launch actually some spotting shells first with something. We'll launch those with this Makanami here, like so. And we are going to take the time to properly identify a few ships here as well. So this is a Clemson Wicks sort destroyer, that one indeedy. This is a Fletcher, rather nasty piece of work actually. Very advanced type destroyer indeed for this time period. Okay, so we're going to take the Yamato, and that is of course going to fire at the New Orleans. The only real target it needs to fire at, of course, and of course the Atlanta would be great as well. So what we're going to fire, we're going to fire AP. We're going to hold off actually very quickly. We're going to make it spotting later on, but we're going to hold off like that first and actually fire AP and spotting with our secondaries just to get a better solution off and save some ammo there. Naganami, you can fire on the Bagley as well. You can fire HE narrow spotting to start with. Mogami, you can actually start firing on the Atlanta. That would be absolutely brilliant if you could do that. Do need to change your targeters though like that. And what you can do is actually identify it as well. That would be great. Thank you very much. Narrow spotting, we're not going to try wasting, or not wasting, we're not going to try preserving any ammo right now. I think we're going to go straight for it. So we're going to go for the Atlanta as well with both heavy cruisers. That would be absolutely brilliant if we could do that. We have all of our destroyers on target, so what we're going to do now is just identify the Arthur Middletons. I pressed the wrong button there, fat fingering once again. Where are we? Arthur Middleton, there we go. Excellent. Easy. Okay, cool, so we're going to bring the Jake around as well, just to make sure we keep that outside of AA range. And we're going to actually preserve the Mavises just a tad. We're going to bring them round here, actually, increase their speed and see what the enemy does while they are manoeuvring. We are going to manoeuvre to start with our own troops as well, our own force. We're going to actually manoeuvre under the cover of smoke, so everyone is going to launch smoke. And we're going to go for, what's the speed of the Yamato, the max speed of the Yamato, because we want to match speed with that, I think. If we go over here, it is 27 knots, so we're going to get the leading ship to do so. Like that, 27, and we're going to turn round on the dot there and actually try and kite them a tad. So wait to see what the Yamato's own solution goes to. This could be very, very dangerous fights, actually. Very, very dangerous, because we are so close to the enemy, just about 10 kilometers away, if that. It does appear that they want to get some distance between us as well, and that is excellent. So that really suits us there. We do need to keep an eye on the torpedo launchers of these destroyers. They don't appear to be going off just yet, though. And that is brilliant. Certainly don't want that. We have a 60-ish% solution with the Akazuki there, so we're going to take it off of spotting. And what we're doing here, we are still firing out some spotting shells, which is brilliant. I'm actually going to take those off right now and put on spotting like that. We have a 50% solution-ish there. Well, how's the Yamato doing? We have an 86% solution. We're not going to waste that. So we're absolutely going to fire the AP out immediately onto the New Orleans and bring the Mavises straight in now, I think, now that they are certainly retreating out. They don't want to mess with the Yamato there, which is brilliant stuff. We are losing contact with things, but that's okay. That's what the Jake is for, to make sure we stay in contact. But we have lost contact with the Atlanta, which is a shame for our cruisers. So we might have to change that to focus fire on the Orleans, which does appear to have taken a hit there. Love that. Is brilliant, and so is the Bagley. That is excellent stuff. You know what? I'm going to take our off our smoke screens. Have those on while we are maneuvering away. How is the Yamato's? Oh, 92 solution. That is amazing. I'm really waiting for a big hit here. We're going to be saying that more. That's going to be our catchphrase now. Big hit. Big hit. Does appear to be taking some. Those appear to be from the secondaries. The splash is not quite big enough. Main batteries should be coming in any second. Oh, so numerous as well. That is excellent. It does appear that the Atlanta is pushing in a little bit. They do appear to have some sort of mismanagement with their formation, but that is absolutely brilliant. Very good news for us. And the Bagley there doesn't seem to be doing very well at all either, and that is excellent news. Excellent news for us. We're actually not going to fire any torpedoes just yet. Although having said that, what was our... Ooh, New Orleans suffers a magazine explosion. I thought that would be one of ours then. I was very scared that that would be one of ours. You hear the noise, and you know, after the Congo got hit, but that is excellent stuff. It was right on the rear of the ship. That should stop moving as well. So let's check it with the Yamato's targets as yet. Its speed is slowing down to 10 knots. That is excellent news. And you know what? Since the Mavises are so close, we're actually going to try and bomb the Atlanta from here. How is that looking? That's taken some nasty hits as well. That is excellent news. Really good news there. How is that looking with the Mogami and Tone then? Excellent news. Let's take that off of spotting, shall we? Make sure that isn't firing spotting. And go like that. It's 72% solution with the Tone there. That is brilliant. Oh, beautiful sight. Beautiful sight. This could be a bit spicy here. Yeah, we've already lost to Mavis. This is just to give them a little bit more pressure. We are, of course, winning this engagement quite handily. I don't exactly want to lose these, though, so we are going to tell them to pull out like that, to go to the rear. But having said that, I might not have a choice there, losing another Mavis. But we did drop some bombs and see how close they are to targets. Those were shells. Oh! That was a big hit as well on the flank there. And the Bagley suffered a magazine explosion. You know what? I think we can leave that to sink there. We're going to change our targets now with our destroyers. They're going to fire on the closest destroyer, and that does appear to be a Jervis. So let's do that very quickly. I shall snap back round when that is done.
Yamato is here. Your targets have been softened up for you. Yamato could win this single-handedly.
Okay, so we've lost contact with the New Orleans and the Atlanta, and that is just because we've lost the air cover over there, and they are, of course, laying thick smoke in the area. It's not a problem. The Bagley has started sinking, which is great news there. The New Orleans seems to be in a similar shape here, with most of the stern almost submerged there. Of course, it did lose the magazine. So what we're going to do is actually change the targets of our heavy cruisers, and they are actually going to go for the Arthur Middletons because, of course, they are the highest strategic threat. The New Orleans is now sinking, which is excellent. We are going to fire some HE, of course, at the Arthur Middletons there, like so. Going to target that, make sure we do that. Excellent stuff. Fire off. Did do that. Excellent stuff with the Mogami there as well. I think we're going to do the same with the Yamato. It does seem a bit of a waste with its large caliber guns there, but it does need to make sure that these higher strategic threats do go down, of course. We're going to actually hold fire to start with our main battery guns to save some ammo there. It is rather limited with its HE there, but we do... Ooh, that was a big hit. What was that? What was that on the back there? That's okay, we should be fine there. Should be fine. And you know what, I think we're actually going to target the Atlanta there because, although having said that, it doesn't appear to be firing at us, does it? It does not appear to be firing at us. I think that can stay nice and safe there for now. Let's take a quick report to make sure that isn't actually sinking. Where are we? Atlanta is on heavy damage, not actually sinking. So it is the major threats dealt with there. And we are already getting hits on this Arthur Middleton here with some minor, I think some minor fires there. So this is the smoke generator going, so maybe very wrong there. very wrong indeed. How are we doing on the Jervis? Doesn't appear to have many hits on it just yet, or any at all. So we are actually going to go with the Naganami and fire off some full spread of star shells there to make sure our solutions do increase. We're going to make sure we fire off narrow shots to hit as well on the Jervis there, and that should really help us. We are going to change our course to start chasing them now as well. It has taken a couple hits there. That is brilliant stuff. I do want to focus on the Fletcher next if we can, because that would be quite the asset down. And I think yeah, we do see some light fires there on the Arthur Middleton now, which is excellent news. Atlanta, it is firing now, so we are going to change the target of the Yamato there to the Atlanta, just because it is now a fair threat with its large volume of guns. Won't be enough to penetrate the Yamato, but it will be enough to take down our cruisers and destroyers, of course. It's not actually going very quick at all, and you know what, I'm going to change to AP. And we're going to hold, make sure our guns are in position there, and we are going to manually fire at that. It is going at 3 knots, and we're going to go for the front magazine like such. And we have lost contact with it again. Where is our Jake? We need to get that overhead immediately to make sure that we get some shots off on anything there. Luckily, we can cheese the system a little bit there. Oh, and that was a big hit. That was a big hit. Targeted that just right with our Yamato, and it is on fire on the back there, which is rather a shame. I don't know what's hit us there. Must be the Atlanta there, but that should not be a problem soon. That should not be a problem. It's taking more hits from our secondaries, I think, and we are firing out again with our mains, but that is going to be enough to sink it, so we should now be in a fairly safe position. Only the destroyers about, and that is not going to hurt Yamato or cruisers, so we are going to have to watch out for our... Oh, very nice there. We are going to have to watch out for our destroyers. But I am still eager to hit these supply ships. So let's try and find them, shall we? Okay, so our fires are now starting to calm down on the Yamato, and now the Jervis is sinking as well. That is excellent news. We are then going to get some destroyers to fire on the stragglers over here. We're going to get some help with the Yamato over to the cargo ships over here. Naganami is actually firing some spotting shells, some star shells over in that direction across the Fletcher, just to get some leading shots on as well. Going to get the Akazuki over there as well, but we do need to bring back the Jake, and that is not a problem at all. So we're going to fast forward round there like that, but it does appear that we're having trouble spotting the cargo ships here. You can see the layer of star shells there, so we're going to actually start firing those with the Naganami there. That can actually start firing because it has a very nice solution on the Fletcher. Just start firing to kill there. to sink it. We are going then to start firing with everything else if we can, because that is all we have sighted at the moment. So let's do that. Where are their supply ships then? Can't even see them down here. That is rather a shame. Where would they be? Can't even see the smoke that they've laid. Actually, completely forgotten where we last saw them. Should be down here somewhere. But damn this rain, it does try my patience. All we can spot are the two destroyers here. No sign of those supply ships. I look away from the screen for 2 seconds and completely forget where things are. So we're just going to scout down here very, very quickly, just in case we have missed them. But we are coming at quite a long range away from those destroyers, about 18 kilometers now with our ships. And I think we're going to have to retreat here and pull back to Guadalcanal just to make sure that it is safe. And that's absolutely fine. We didn't actually sink those Arthur Middletons, but I think we would have hurt the supplies they were carrying. And I think, really, we would have forced them to retreat with only 2 destroyers left to escort them. And yeah, I think we will be absolutely fine to take that on once again. Not a problem there. We can come back with Yamato to park at Guadalcanal. Not an issue at all. I'm going to keep the Jake in play as well, just to make sure we don't miss that. And we're going to scout around like that, just to see where they're going. Over there, might even be able to pick those up with the Kazagamo and Yugamo over here if they do start to retreat out this direction. Okay, so it did appear that they did not want to retreat. They have not had enough of the Mighty One's guns, so we are going to fire at them right now. We're going to hold with the main batteries of the Yamato as before to build up that solution. We are going to fire spotting fire with our secondary guns. With the destroyers, however, we're going to actually change the target to the second one there, actually, with Yamato there, with the Mighty One, because we are focusing the front one with all of our destroyers. The Tonne and Mogami actually can fire on the Fletcher to start with, just because we want to make sure that they aren't shooting us themselves. They are still a minor threat to us. They will take down a destroyer given the chance there. And that is not something we can allow there, of course. So let's get some spotting fire off to start with. We are going to have to identify that once again. That's not a problem there. Like that. We are going to identify the Clemson again. Like that. Not a problem at all. Oh, let's get the Mogami onto the Fletcher as well, shall we? We do need to change the directors, not a problem, because we didn't turn off fire at will, or auto fire. Again, forgot. Once again, not a problem there. I don't think... Yeah, this is a smoke generator starting, so that's not a problem. We are going to increase our speed here so we can catch up with them. That's not a problem. We are actually going to tell the Akatsuki to go full speed. Yamato will just have to trail behind. That's not a problem. We are 5.5 kilometers away from them, so it shouldn't be an issue there. Naganami is firing some star shells out. Oh, no, it's not, actually. Okay, did I not tell that to? Interesting. Could have sworn I did, so let's do that. Go to full, not spotting. Excellent stuff. What do I do with the Yamato then? That is not a problem. It is now at a decent solution. We're going to fire like that. Oh, brilliant solution there. Around 85%. It is now going down because, of course, of the smoke generator going. But we are so close, it shouldn't matter too much. We're going to bring the Pete back around. We did launch another Pete just to make sure we keep sight of this. Our Jake was not necessarily in range. You can see it all the way out here on the map there. Does look like the Fletcher has taken a hit or two. It is laying smoke, but fire roaring out now on the bows of the ship there. Excellent choice to fire onto that. Do not want to take any chances here. This should be such an easy battle, and the second Arthur Middleton is down. We're going to get the Yamato then to fire out on the first one. Like so, hold with the main batteries once again, spotting fire with the secondaries. And that should go down very easily. It is going at a very slow speed now. The Clemson is starting to fire some torpedoes. Does actually look like they got some off already, so we are going to have to maneuver for those. We are going, that was a very nice spot actually, we're going to have to manoeuvre full speed with our destroyers, break out with the Mogami as well, so that can turn around away like that. I am more worried about the Yamato though, not entirely sure which way we should move with that. Becoming this sort of line here, let's move out over this way then with the Yamato, and Tone can break as well and actually move down like that. I think Naganami and Akazu can do the same as well. Just make sure they go full speed and actually start turning out just to change our course. That should be just enough to avoid the torpedoes there. This particular ship not going particularly fast either. We might actually be able to get a manual attack out with the Yamato. It does have its guns on target there. It is going at an 11 knot speed, so that is brilliant. With the distance as well, we should get a fairly decent hit in there, like so. Let's hold on there again. See how that goes. Keeping quiet there, come on. Shell travel time shouldn't be too large. Come on Yamato. You got this. Speed is being reduced now. Not seeing anything obvious come in. Wouldn't have expected it to take this long. It's 5 kilometers away. Let's fire out again though, because we should have an easier target now. No need. Excellent stuff. So that's what we came here for. We now just have the Clemson and Wicks, so we are going to make sure our destroyers do fire on that Clemson, I think. So let's go like so. Get some spotting fire out to start with. No need to fire out any star shells, and that will be brilliant. Absolutely great focus fire there. And we're going to get the Yamato to fire some secondaries onto the Fletcher, I think. No need to fire with our main battery guns. There's a little bit of a waste there. We can get them to hold just in case. But the Fletcher not looking good at all there. It is a bit of a crawl at 16 knot speed. Really not very good there. That's what we call a sailor's joke there. And a very, very nice hit there, reigniting the fires on the bows. Does look like we're taking a little bit of damage ourselves. Very minor damage to our Mogami there and to our Makanami. And this is what I was worried about, the Fletcher actually taking or getting some hits onto our destroyers. Because it does have the capability to absolutely ruin them if given the chance. Does look like we got a little bit of a hit onto the Clemson as well, but it's going to take a little bit longer for the destroyers to actually get some decent hits off there. We're going to change the course of the Tone actually to turn around there and make sure it can keep its guns on target with the Fletcher. But our solution really not looking good here. Really not looking good there. How's it looking with the Mogami? It's just about the same there. We are going to have to turn around very soon with that to keep some guns trained on that. I think we've done very well to keep our hits going on there with the solutions that we do have. How's the Yamato looking? Not very good either, so we are going to conserve its ammunition. We're going to need to keep close like that. We're going to bring the piece over again. Neglected that a little bit. And you know what? I am actually going to fire out some star shells with the Makanami here. Do only have a few left, so we're not going to fire out loads and loads. And we're going to fire out some from the Tone's secondaries as well. Like so, just for a bit over the Fletcher there. Just a little bit there. And of course, that horn was the sound of the Fletcher sinking, so it is just this Clemson left. Not the biggest threat, of course. We haven't... Oh, magazine explosion. Certainly not a big threat now at all. Easy, easy, easy. We will need to change the target of the Yamato over here, just to get a few more shots on target there to help us out. Although we are running out of some... Oh, no, we're not. It's just these 155s do not carry HE, and that is not a problem there. Does appear we've dodged the torpedoes. I imagine they would be about here-ish by now. So that is absolutely great news. We could have lost a ship if we took any of them. I'm sure that the American torpedoes would be more reliable when you're on the receiving end as a player there. But not to worry, we're going to take things off of spotting fire just for now, because it does appear that we have some decent solutions. Do need to change our target of the Mogami as well. Tone should be firing at it, and that is absolutely fine. We're going to fire our main guns. We are out of HE though, which is a shame. We are going to send this fleet to the Shortland Islands to resupply, I think, very, very soon. That's a very nice start to the episode there. We are, in that case, going to get, I think, maybe one more engagement in, because that would have gone on for a little longer than I thought. It was very, very nice there. Those of you who've been waiting for surface engagements, I do hope that has tickled your satisfaction there. I do hope that is what you've been looking for. So what we're going to do is just double check our scouting close range to Guadalcanal to make sure there's nothing else about, actually, because our submarines are no longer in the close vicinity there. And as you saw, the radar did not serve us too well there because of the current rain and time of the day. That's not a problem at all, but we do need to make sure there's no other surprises there. Let's just do that very quickly and do a very mild patrol round there. So I shall see you in just a second with another report. Look at that! Look at that! Some almost random scousing with our submarine has brought us very, very close to the enemy carrier. I hope the one we spotted the other day, the Yorktown, roughly 20 kilometers away. So we are going to try and keep contact with our Glen over here. And of course we are going to try and make contact with our submarine. That would be amazing if we could, but it is of course rather quick, much quicker than our submarine is. So this is not entirely guaranteed. We are going to play this very safe and hope, yep, that is coming straight towards us. Straight towards us, just a little closer, my dude. That would be great. Let's go to tactical. It's a shame this is not a multiple submarine group. But what can you do? We are immediately going to dive down just to 30 meters below, just in case they do have some aircraft in sight. And in fact they do, so that was a very nice call there. And what have we got? We do in fact have the Yorktown. Ho, 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 ho. This is our day, but they may have spotted us there. May have to dive down just a little deeper. We are going to want to get closer though. We are 10 kilometers away from them. Let's go to CV and identify that. Let's go to 40 meters below sea level and start building our solution there. We do have a very nice solution already. We don't want to get too close or leave it too late because our torpedoes will hit either the screening, what is this, a Benson or Gleaves, or even the, I forgot what this is called now, Northampton. Sometimes words escape me, I do apologise. But hopefully this Yorktown will not escape us. Hopefully this will be its demise. The problem here is that, of course, we do have wildcats in the sky, and they will spot us, I think, when we get to periscope depth, which is going to be a problem for us. It's absolutely going to be a problem for us. Going to change our direction just a tad. And while we are building our solution, I'm actually going to double check what sort of distance we are from the nearest destroyer, just to keep that in sight, so we've got that in mind with our radar. Visibility is 58%. There is a layer depth of 41 meters, which is actually rather advantageous. Should be creeping that about now. So it should be okay if we go down to 50 meters. But you know what? I need to get to periscope depth before that Yorktown gets away. Because we are getting closer. We're 7.4 kilometers away from the actual Yorktown now. 5 or so kilometers away from the nearest destroyer. But it is going to escape us if we hold on any longer. We just need to take the chance here, I think. So let's move our nose about. Just to make sure we have a leading target there to reduce the chance of hitting that leading destroyer. And I think that would be a decent lead there. So we're just waiting to get to periscope depth now. We're just going to fast forward very quickly there. And we're going to reduce our cavitation, come to a 0 speed, pop our scope up very quickly, get some sort of torpedoes firing. We're going to launch, we have 10 available. We are going to launch 6 as a 2-degree spread, I think. I think that'll be just fine. Get binoculars on. Yeah, I think that's a decent lead. Let's just fire as we are now. There's no need to wait any longer. Absolutely no need to wait any longer there. We're just putting ourselves in danger if we do that. So let's put our scope down. Still wary of those wildcats that might be about. And that should be the last torpedo off. So what we're going to do is dive down to 50 meters to make sure we're under that layer. And we are actually going to, I think we'll leave it at that actually. We'll put ourselves on silent. And I think we will cross our fingers. And I hope you all have your fingers crossed as well for the demise of the Yorktown there. And there you have it. Very, very nice snipe there. Looking at, watching that on the map, it was not looking like those are going to hit. It was looking like those are going to just pass the bow of the ship there. Oh, I would have liked a little bit of a better solution, but it worked out. Cannot complain there. And that means our Yamato is that much safer as well. I do believe that is the last of the Yorktowns, and that is absolutely brilliant. Let's just double check that. So yes, that is no. Am I being stupid? I thought we'd sunk one before. We'd have to double check that in a second. Maybe it doesn't quite update just yet, because we've definitely sunk one before, I believe. Unless that's that is definitely a Yorktown. So we shall see in a minute, I suppose. It's certainly not a Lexington. It's definitely not a Wasp. But I'm not complaining either way. The fact of the matter is that we have another enemy carrier down, which is brilliant news. So let's go back to double check that, shall we? There's nothing more we can do here. So let's go to enemy losses. Where are we? Yes, we have a Yorktown here. The Enterprise itself, what was that? So that was the Hornet. So let's double check that again. Yeah, that is absolutely every Yorktown sunk. So we only have the Saratoga and the Wasp left out there. And of course a few Bogues. But who cares about a few Bogues when there are only 2 real fleet carriers remaining. And I think on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, we may have to end it there, I'm afraid. A bit of a short episode today. I do apologise, but we had quite a long one yesterday, and we have got quite a good amount done today. We've sunk a carrier, and we have stopped Guadalcanal from taking more invading forces on top of it. I do apologise if you do prefer the much longer episodes. But I'm afraid for me, time is rather limited today. So we shall see you next week once again with some exciting episodes, I hope. So I hope to see you then. Hope you have enjoyed the video today. And as ever, I hope to hear your feedback in the section below. It really does help me out, and I do appreciate your kind words. So leaving it there, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.